All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a really powerful idea here. It gets to the heart of why life feels so hard, and it offers one single choice that honestly could change everything.
So, the source material kicks off with a truth that I think we can all agree on. It's something you don't just know in your head, right? You feel it deep down. And it's this simple fact: life is hard. It's this universal challenge that connects every single one of us, no matter who you are or where you're from.
Okay, so first up, let's really nail down this universal feeling and an absolutely crucial principle that's tied to it.
This isn't some abstract idea. The source is super clear on this. The struggle of life is a physical feeling. It's a fear we actually feel in our own bodies. Just getting through the day-to-day, that's a massive challenge for every single person. But here's the hopeful part. The source makes this key point. Wherever there's a problem, there's always a solution hidden right there inside it. Think of them like a couple. They always go together. What that means is there's always a way out.
All right, now this is where it gets really interesting. We're going to look at the source's diagnosis for why is life so hard? And it all starts with this really cool metaphor.
So imagine a drone, right? It's flying way up high over the ocean, or maybe a huge desert. What does it see from up there? Well, it just sees one big thing, the sea or the sand. But here's the catch. That's actually an illusion.
Because if you were to zoom all the way in, what you'd find is that this single mass is really made up of billions, trillions, just countless individual drops of water or grains of sand. And each one, each tiny drop, each grain is totally unique.
And this is such a brilliant way to think about the human condition, isn't it? From a distance, humanity just looks like one big mass. But in reality, every single person is completely different. And the real problem, the source of the struggle, is that we get lost in that mass.
This state of being all mixed in, lost in the crowd, the source has a name for it. It's our prison or our exile. And that is the root of the struggle. That's why life feels so hard. It's because when we're just another grain of sand, our true unique identity is completely lost.
Okay, so let's get to the turning point. Let's see how all of this builds up to a really powerful revelation about who each of us truly is.
Think about this for a second. Just like no two grains of sand are identical, out of the billions of people on Earth, not a single human face is exactly the same as another. It's incredible, right? And this physical reality, it points to a much deeper, internal truth about who we are. The source calls this inner truth our diamond point. It's this hidden point inside every single person where they are truly one, unique and special. It's an essence that no one else in history has ever had, and no one ever will. In that one spot, you are completely, totally separate from everyone else.
So that's the big question then, isn't it? If we all have this unique diamond point inside of us, how on earth do we find it? How do we stop being just another drop in the ocean and actually uncover our own uniqueness? Well, the source gives one single, incredibly simple piece of advice to start this whole journey, to start separating yourself from that mass.
And here it is, the one crucial practice. You have to consciously choose to stop blaming anyone or anything else for your situation. That's it. You have no right to do it. You actually can't do it if you want to find this point.
See, the moment you blame something, the traffic, the weather, your spouse, the stock market, it's a sign that you still see yourself as mixed in with the world. You're not separate. And if you think about it, we do this constantly, probably hundreds of times a day without even noticing.
And this is a really profound shift in thinking. A person who blames is basically like a slave. Why? Because their freedom depends on nothing ever going wrong, on no one ever doing anything to them. And that's impossible. Life is always going to throw stuff at you that you don't want.
So what's the payoff? What happens when you actually commit to this, which, let's be honest, is a really difficult practice? What's on the other side? It's a simple process, really. First, you stop blaming. You consciously make that choice. That single act immediately starts to separate you from being mixed in. And in that space you create, that's where your one unique and special point finally starts to emerge. You begin to see it.
And the results of finding that point? Well, they're huge. According to the source, things like jealousy, competition, hatred, they just end. Why? Because you're not in competition with anyone anymore. You can finally live in peace with the world because you realize you have something that no one else has. You become truly free. And this is the whole goal. The fundamental truth this entire practice is designed to show you, deep in your bones, is that you are one, unique, and special.
There's no one like you. There's no second to you. That's your real identity.
So your value isn't based on comparing yourself to others. It's based on this one singular identity. The source gives this great analogy. Think of a street with a dozen pizza shops. The price of a slice is pretty much set, right? But what if there was only one pizza shop in the entire world? A single slice could be worth $1 million. When you find your uniqueness, your value becomes immeasurable.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if the hardness of life isn't a curse at all? What if it's actually a constant choice we get to make every single day? The choice to either blame the world or to become yourself. Maybe that difficulty exists for a reason. It gives us something to not blame, and in doing so, it gives us the path to find that point where we are completely and wonderfully free.